Gianno Caldwell, along with political analyst and foreign policy expert Harley Lippman. It's great to have you both on. Very quickly to you, Gianno, the Joe Rogan endorsement. Big deal?
Big deal, if I may be honest. And there's a lot of people who listen to him religiously. And he's been someone like many Americans who felt like, maybe I don't know if I want to support Trump.
Yeah.
But after listening to him, here he goes and endorse him. So that's good news for the Trump campaign.
What about you on this one, Harley? I'm curious because, you know, Joe Rogan, they were trying to work a deal out with Kamala Harris. He's endorsed Trump now. Is it a big deal? And do you think that maybe Kamala Harris should have gone on the Rogan podcast?
Yeah, it is a very big deal. There's a lot of momentum that's going Trump's way that's surprising people at the last moment. And you're really seeing it in Pennsylvania now, where a lot of the Jewish vote has been very alarmed by the direction of the Democratic Party. Mm-hmm. And for the first time, this will be the highest percentage of Jews that are going to vote for a Republican in the last century.
Yeah, it really is fantastic. On the final day, Harris is not mentioning, as Marianne was saying, is not mentioning the name Donald Trump. It's like Voldemort. It is not to be spoken on the final day. Here's some of this. Watch.
You know, this whole era of this other guy, you know, what it's done with all that talk that's been about trying to have us point fingers at each other and divide each other, it makes people feel alone. Yeah. It makes them feel like there's nobody standing with them.
She's been nothing for months except call him Hitler, and now he's not to be spoken.
I mean, Kamala Harris has been a walking, talking SNL skit for quite a while now, and now it's like, okay, well, maybe I'll talk about the issues that really impact the American people versus just Donald Trump and how bad she believes him to be.
Yeah.
It is quite the turn of events the day before. Oh, Election Day, we're here.
Well, is it Election Day? I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not going to mention his name one bit. Trump says it might come down to getting votes out tomorrow. We'll listen to what he said.
Hopefully, everything will work out well. We're way leading. All we have to do is close it out. We have to close it out. If we get our vote, there's nothing they can do. This is one of those deals. If we get our vote, we're leading every swing state, which is unheard of for the Republican Party.
The Republicans are happy about the early voting. They're happy about the voter registration, Harley. I mean, if they get some votes out, it could bode well. What do you think of this?
I think so. As you know, Pennsylvania is a must-win state, and I think the Democrats badly miscalculated by not picking Josh Shapiro, who's popular not only among Democrats, but even Republicans in the state. And they're going to pay a big price for that, as well as the fact that I think the Jewish vote is going to matter because for the first time, Jews are just, too many of them are not feeling safe with the Democratic Party. They see the liberal leftists as not standing with the Jewish people in the fight against anti-Semitism.
It's interesting, Gianno, because Marco Rubio was saying that, yes, Kamala Harris is doing well with females, but Trump is doing better with males than she's doing with females.
Well, I mean, so there may be some truth to that, but they've been talking about the voter numbers in terms of a lot of women voting. We don't know who they're voting for. So that's an assumption I think that most people are making, and I agree with my very good friend Harley on this point. They should have picked Josh Shapiro if they want to have a stronger standing. They didn't, and they turned their back on Jewish voters en masse. So we're going to see the results of that tomorrow.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Or rather today, I should say.
Lastly, Harley, were you surprised? Today, you're right, it's midnight. It's Dixville Notch is casting votes right now. We're going to go live there. But it's interesting, Harley, because the last day of the campaign, Joe Biden was not around.
No surprise. You know, it's a problem. People saw how he has been deteriorating for a while, and no one was really being honest about it. And so this is where we have Kamala Harris, and it's going to be, looks like a debacle for the Democratic Party.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Harley, thank you. Gianno?